found her body. There's no lie about that. We wouldn't lie to you about finding your dead wife.
No, I don't believe that she's dead. Like,
Do you not believe that I'm telling you that?
This is Armando Zamora. Right now, his only brain cell has come to the startling realization that he is the prime suspect in the murder of his own wife. And as he not only talks himself into a murder charge,
Whether you tell us anything or not, I'm going to charge you with murder tonight.
Armando is about to realize that he's walked himself into it too.
Your ankle bracelet shows you at her house. That guy's camera shows you at her house alone. Like it's stacked up against you, bro.
Tragically, Erica Zamora had been buried in a place that Armando hoped no one would find. But with the discovery of her body, everything that Armando hoped to hide has been blown wide open. And now detectives have just one single question.
How do you explain you being in the exact spot where she is found dead for Erica's sake, man, for her family's sake? Just tell us what happened on that mountain.
By September 26, 2021, 39-year-old Erica Palomares Zamora of Arenas Valley, New Mexico, had seemingly dropped off the face of the planet. According to friends and family, Erica was joyful, high energy, and the kind of person who stayed in constant contact, always checking in and always showing up, which is why a full week of radio silence was so alarming. By October 1st, the people closest to her realized something was seriously wrong and filed a missing person report with the New Mexico State Police. And as the search for Erica intensified, one person stood out immediately: her husband of 11 years, Armando Zamora. While investigators worked with Erica's family to look for any sign of her, Armando was the only one who seemed completely unconcerned and brushed off her disappearance like it was normal. This immediately made him the primary person of interest, and soon Armando was brought in for questioning, with one question hanging over detectives' heads. Was he behind Erica's disappearance? And if he was, why? And at this point, detectives have no idea just how many devastating secrets Armando is hiding. The following footage was kindly provided to us by the New Mexico State Police.
All right, Armando. So I think you understand why you're here, is that? You know why you're here?
yes.
So tell me what you think you're here for.
Well, the state police called me today around 1 or 2,
Okay.
you know, and I guess they put out a missing report on my wife
Okay.
that she can't be found.
Okay. So what can you tell me about that?
Last time I had seen her was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday?
Yeah, I was going to work, and then on Tuesday I was going to work in the morning, and I went to my grandma's, and started raining, so I called my boss, and so it started raining maybe around 8 or something like that. So I didn't go to work, so I stayed over there at my grandma's for a little bit.
Okay. And then, so your wife was with you?
No,
Okay.
I had dropped her off
Where did you drop her off?
at her house.
Okay. Do you know the address there at her house?
I think it's
Okay.
the News Valley.
So what, you dropped her off Tuesday morning, what time?
Around 7.
Mhm.
Oh,
The recorder. Everything's being recorded here, bro.
huh?
Everything's being recorded. It's still recorded.
Oh,
Tuesday, you said at what time?
around 7.
Around 7.
You know, she was kind of upset. She's always been a drug addict, and she told me that she wanted to go on a drug run. You know,
When did she tell you this?
I was Monday
Monday.
and Tuesday. She was talking about that. She's, you know, she had showed me pictures on her cell phone of, you know, big old shards like that.
Okay.
And I told her, you know, I'm on probation. I can't be around that stuff. And, you know, she hangs around like, you know, like gangsters and just bad people, you know, thieves and stuff like that. And I told her I can't be around people like that.
It's ironic that Armando claims he can't be around bad people, when that's exactly what he is. The reason he's even on probation is because in 2019, he was convicted of 2 counts of criminal sexual contact with a minor. Worse yet is the fact that the victim in that case was Erica's niece, who was below the age of 12. So the whole holier-than-thou route isn't really working out for Armando, considering he's far worse than the people he's trying to distance himself from.
We're just going to back up a little bit. So Tuesday at 7, you said you dropped her off in her house. You went to your grandma's.
Yeah.
It was raining, so you called in to work. So you didn't go to work on Tuesday.
Well, I was going to go to work, you know what I mean? But when I had got to Central, it started raining, so I called my boss and I told him, well, it's raining over here in Central. He's all, well, it's not raining over here. He says, give me a call like in 30 minutes, an hour or something. So I called him within that time. By that time, it was raining. So, you know, anyways, I had went after my grandma's. I had went to her house. I knocked on the door and there was no answer.
What time was that at?
I don't know, probably like 3 or something, 3:30.
Okay. And there was no answer at her trailer.
At her trailer, no.
Okay. So let's go back one more day. So what about Monday? What did you guys do on Monday?
Well, I had went to work on Monday.
On Monday you went to work.
Yeah.
And what kind of work do you do?
I do landscaping.
Oh, okay. And what hours did you work on Monday?
On Monday? I'm not too sure. I think it might have been 8 to about 2 o'clock.
Okay. And where was your wife?
She was there at the house.
At yours or?
At mine.
At yours.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sunday, what happened anything happened on Sunday?
On Sunday, we went to go and cut wood.
Okay.
And we got there around. We got there maybe around like 12:30.
Okay.
And it started to rain, so we had to come back.
Where did you guys go to cut wood at?
At over there in Mindres.
Okay.
At North Star.
At North Star.
That's what it's called.
Okay. So you got up there. You said about 12:30. Started
to rain on us. So. Yeah.
Did you go? So you didn't go back to cut wood. Did you go on Saturday to cut some wood up there?
Saturday? I think so.
Okay.
Oh, no, you know what? On Saturday, no. Well, you know what we did? Actually, it was her birthday.
Saturday was her birthday?
Yes,
okay.
On Saturday. We went to go cut wood and we came back home.
Okay.
The most important part of Armando's story is that the two went to cut wood for Erica's birthday sometime over the weekend. And to recap, since they didn't live together, Erica stayed with him for 2 days and Armando claims he dropped her back off at her residence on Tuesday. But there's one problem with that story. The last time anyone heard from Erica was that same weekend. She even called her family ahead of time to say she'd be going with Armando. And that lines up with the date she was last heard from, Saturday, September 26th. So all things considered, Armando isn't doing a great job convincing detectives he's innocent, and it's only about to get worse from here.
After she wasn't there on Tuesday, did you try to call her or text her to see where she was at? When you went to her house and she wasn't there? No. And then Wednesday, you said you tried to call her?
Yeah, on Wednesday, I gave her a call.
What time do you remember?
I don't know. I think it was probably maybe lunchtime.
Okay.
It was maybe around 12 or something. 12 or 1.
So the last time that you saw her would be when you dropped her off Tuesday morning.
Yes.
So, talk to me about the drug run. So what was she telling you?
Well, she had told me, that if our life ain't gonna get together, like, because it was kind of rocky. If it ain't gonna get together, what's the need to, not do drugs? And so I guess she wanted to go on a drug run. That's what she was telling me.
So what are you feeling? What do you think happened to her?
I'm kind of thinking that she's out partying, she's out doing her thing like that, and that's what I feel.
Yeah, if somebody calls you and telling you
is.
where she's at, or just call that number, let them know.
Yeah.
If you hear from her, if she texts you, or just let us know.
And like if I see like one of her friends, which I mean that's a very rare occasion.
Yeah.
And if like I said, I'll ask them to see if they know where she's at or if they have seen her.
Yeah, but just be careful because like you said, a lot of her friends are felons. I don't want you to go out and get yourself in trouble being around a felon. I don't want you to put yourself out there. With your probation and stuff. So, it's up to you if you want to ask them questions because if you're concerned about your wife.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm not telling you go, hang around felons trying to get information, because I don't want you to, somebody say, hey, I saw so-and-so hang around. So he's a felon, they're not supposed to be together, and then you get in trouble. Because I don't want you to get in trouble, man,
Yeah.
So, all
right, sounds good. We'll walk you up front and then.
Yeah, I thought when I got your guys' phone call, I thought it was the morning alarm.
Oh.
And then I was like, I know, and it was like 12. I was like, oh, what the? Okay.
Let's take a left and then there's a hallway.
After seeing Armando's complete lack of concern, detective suspicion is at an all-time high. But for now, he's still allowed to walk out after the interview, which is exactly why they dig deeper into his probation records for anything that can point them in the right direction. And they uncover a piece of evidence that blows the case wide open. Armando is on probation, which means he's required to wear an ankle monitor with GPS tracking. Investigators pulled the location history from the GPS and canvassed the wooded area where Armando claims he took Erica to cut wood. By October 3rd, they found Erica Zamora's body lying face down in the dirt, haphazardly covered with branches and leaves. This immediately made Armando go from person of interest to suspected killer, and he was promptly called in for a second interview.
Okay, so first off, have you heard anything from Erica?
I haven't.
Okay, she hasn't tried to text you, call you?
No.
What about anybody in town? Have you run into anybody in town that says anything to you?
I haven't. And like I said, like with their friends, I don't have their phone numbers or
right.
I ain't in contact with them or anything. I don't know where they live, so that's that makes it hard for me.
Yeah.
But like if I did recognize somebody, like
Yeah. No, I understand. I just have to ask though. And then what about Erica's like your family? You mentioned last time they kept bugging you or asking you. Have you talked to them? Have they said?
Oh
anything?
yeah, the mom has came by a few times and
really?
have asked, and I don't remember exactly the days,
Yeah.
when.
Okay.
But she has came by and asked questions and stuff like that, and
okay.
I told her, well, I don't know what's going on, where she could be at, and I told her, well, I figured with one of her friends, and I told her that she was wanting to go on a drug run, and she didn't really understand what I meant by that, because she's not fluent in English.
So, talk to me about your GPS. So, because it gets monitored by APO, right? Or
what's that?
Your ankle,
I have an
probation, right?
Does it get monitored or no? Like, do they monitor it?
Like, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know? So when you go wood cutting, do you have to call them like, "Hey, I'm going out of town to go get wood"? Like,
no, because it's still in Grant County.
Oh, you East County, Grant County.
Yeah, I can't leave Grant County. Like, if I was to go to Deming, I would have to let them know and give them like write down the license plate and all that stuff and where I'm going.
So do you know if
it's all monitored?
Do they know? Do they always keep track of your location? Do they do that?
I would think so.
I would think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Does it lose service or anything out there? Do you think? Because
I don't know.
In the middle of nowhere.
I would have no idea when it comes to that.
Armando, I mean, this is the second time that I met you. You seem like a good guy, man. I mean, you made mistakes in your life, and obviously you're on probation. You did some prison time for it, but you don't seem like a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like we do these investigations all the time. We talk to other people who molestation charges and whatnot and all that kind of stuff, and and we can generally tell this person is just not a good person. You know what I mean? But you don't strike that to me, right? You don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know the circumstances on that first case or whatever, but I mean that's not for me to ask and whatnot. But you don't seem like you're that bad of a guy, okay? Right? That's what I'm saying. Okay. And so after Sunday, you never went back out, right? You didn't. Sunday, you finished, and then you worked during the week.
Yeah, and then I worked on Monday, and then Tuesday came around and it started raining, and then Wednesday I went to work.
Okay. So I'm just looking at these while you guys were looking at the map. So I guess the other thing that I find odd is, so Tuesday, you said you dropped her off 6:37ish, right? That's not true. You're never at her house on Tuesday morning. How do you explain that?
What do you mean I wasn't at her house?
It shows you 7 o'clock at your house, and then at 10:32 it puts you at Snappy Mark.
So you didn't leave your house till 10:30 in the morning. Pretty much that's what that says.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, I'm sure a GPS placing you at the exact location at the exact time of a murder is just a simple coincidence. Said no one ever. And watching Armando argue with satellite data is a pretty good reminder of just how intellectually gifted he is.
Because you want to know another lie that we know? You say that when you went to your grandma's house, that your grandma wasn't there. That's what you said on Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked to grandma. Grandma puts you there with her while you dump the wood, right? That's another lie.
Well, that might have been, she might have thought about that on Saturday.
What did she say for Saturday?
She couldn't remember Saturday. She said it was Sunday. So Erica's dead.
No, she's not.
I'm telling you. I have seen her. Okay?
Where did you guys find her?
If someone is told their wife of 11 years is dead, you'd expect something: shock, questions, panic, or even just, where did you find her? Armando does none of that, and it's not a good look.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm telling you, I know what happened. Right? I know where she's at. I know she's dead. I've seen the injuries. But what I will never understand is what happened. Okay? When I think about it in my head, there's two scenarios. Okay? One scenario, you took her up there knowing that you're going to kill her because you're done with her, you don't want her in your life anymore, right? That's one scenario. Okay? The other scenario, you went up there to cut wood like you said, like normal. Something happened, y'all got into an argument. Maybe she punched you, maybe she attacked you, you defended yourself. Things went sideways and she died. Okay? I don't think it's the first one because I don't think you're a bad guy. That's what I'm saying.
That's not true.
Okay?
I don't know why you say that. That's not true.
Which one?
Well, it's not true.
When investigators first discovered Erica's body, they determined the cause of death was blunt force trauma. But what was the weapon? How was it used? And where exactly was Erica struck? Those are the answers detectives need, and they're about to press Armando until they get them.
I mean, how do you explain you being in the exact spot where she is found dead at the exact time that you say you're there, with piles of wood cut around? How do you explain that?
I don't believe that she's dead. Like,
okay. So that's what he's saying. Like, so why don't you believe it? I don't understand why you don't believe it. Do you not believe that I'm telling you that?
I don't believe that.
Like Armando, you can be in denial about it all you want because you don't believe she's dead, but I'm 100%. I have a Bible here from my hand, a Bible. We found her body. There's no lie about that. We wouldn't lie to you about finding a dead person. We wouldn't lie to you about finding your dead wife. We wouldn't lie to you about that. And like he said, that GPS, it's tracking you here right now, man. It tracks you every minute. It's in the ping. Boom, boom, boom. Where her body is laying, boom, boom, boom. You're there. You're there. You're there. You come home. You went to grandma's house. Ping, ping. At 7 in the morning. Never around Erica's house. Never. The only time it shows you at Erica's house again is when you said you went to go check on her at 5 in the afternoon. Because you did go check on the house, but you weren't checking on her because she was dead in the hill. So, like, we're not lying to you, man. Like, we want to know what happened up there.
We've been up there all day. That's why we called you so late to come back in. Okay? I want to hear what you have to say. As it stands right now, we didn't have to call you back in to talk to you. We could have just issued an arrest warrant for you, charging you with murder. Call it a day, go home. Okay? But I'm giving you that much respect, right? Like I said, you don't seem like a bad person. But I don't understand what happened. And that's what we're trying to get at. Right?
I don't, you know what I mean? I don't believe that.
You still don't believe we found her body?
I don't believe that.
There's no other way to tell you, dude. I mean, we were there. We put her body in a bag. Do you remember what the last thing she was wearing? When you guys went up there? Because I can tell you. Because I saw her body. Gray leggings. A grayish type of shirt. I want to say black shoes.
It was black leggings.
Oh,
They were black, black and
it was
gray.
like all the dirt right now, dude.
They were black and gray.
She's been out there since freaking,
Sunday. We're trying to, we honestly are trying to help you, Armando. Okay. I know you know how it works, man. We have a job to do, right? Like, this is what we have to do, right?
Like, I think that you guys are just telling me this because you think I killed her, you know what I mean?
No, I know you did.
No, that's not.
Okay. What would it benefit me to tell you that she's dead? How would that help me? Like, that's not...
That's just gonna make your job easier to say that I was the one that killed her and stuff. You know what I mean?
I have to have a body. To be charged with murder, I have to have a body. And I've got a body. We've got a body. We've had 4 maybe 6 other people that had just come down from that hill who saw the body. Her body is on her way to Albuquerque to do an autopsy. Okay? There's no lying about that. So either you're gonna, bro, help yourself out and, speak on it now, or you're gonna see about it tomorrow in the morning news when that, because they're gonna say, hey, her body was found.
Because at this point, Armando, you're not going home tonight. Okay? Whether you tell us anything or not, I'm going to charge you with murder tonight. Period.
Why?
I just explained to you. And this is your only opportunity to tell us the real story so we can help you out. See if we can help you out, right? We may not be able to help you out as much as we think we can. But at least I have something
to help me out with or what?
Like I said, so there's a difference between you taking her up there and killing her, right? I'm going to take you up there because I know I'm going to kill you. Versus you got in an argument, things went sideways, and she ended up dead. Those are two very different scenarios, 2 very different charges. So if you're saying she stayed the night at your house Sunday, all day Monday, where'd she go after that? Nowhere. You never dropped her off on Tuesday. You never went to her house on Tuesday, not till the evening.
Unless you mysteriously cut the bracelet off, but we know that can happen because then it sends off a ping to the APO people, to the adult probation officers. Like, you can't mess with that thing, you know, it stays on you.
This is your chance, Armando.
I don't know what to tell you guys.
The truth. I want to hear the truth. Now's the time to man up and just tell me the truth. It is what it is. Like, there is no disputing what we've discovered. There's no disputing anything. Since after we talked to you on Friday at midnight, we've been here working around the clock, putting holes all over your story. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Whatever happened, happened. Like, it's done. It happened. Okay?
Like, I don't believe that you guys, like, you know what I mean? You guys are trying to charge me with murder.
Okay. You don't believe it? But you're gonna believe it whenever you're not gonna leave this building, bro. There's still more stuff we're doing, but we have enough already to charge you with murder. But we want to get your side of the story on what happened on that mountain, dude. Because she never left the mountain. You left the mountain.
The reason that detectives know that Armando was the only one to return is because of surveillance footage. A business in Silver City provided CCTV footage showing Armando and Erica heading into the forest together, but only Armando coming out on September 26th. After that, he drives back into town alone without Erica, which directly contradicts his claim that she stayed with him until Monday, September 28th. And because that footage exists, Armando is in for a rude awakening.
Genuine evidence we have. Do you not understand that? Like, what that thing on your ankle tells us.
Let's go
where
through
you were at.
Okay. The things that stand out the most. Okay. Again, with Sunday. I mean, you went to many different places on Sunday when you first told me that you went home and stayed there. Okay. I can dispute that all day long because I haven't
don't mean
this
I killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember everything. I don't remember every single hour of every day that I do.
And that's understandable. Like, I get that.
Like, I don't remember everything. Like,
I think you should remember you dropping, if she was really with you, you dropping her off on Tuesday because you never went to her house, bro. Never. You didn't go till 5 in the afternoon, dude. That's what we're trying to tell you. You never dropped her off on Tuesday. You never dropped her off on Monday, bro, because you said she spent the night with you on Monday. You're saying, I dropped her off on Tuesday morning. There's a gentleman that has cameras out there in that neighborhood where she lives at. Your vehicle never comes in at 7. No time in the morning. Ankle bracelet doesn't show you there, bro. No time in the morning. It doesn't show you there until 5:31. Your ankle bracelet shows you at her house, and that guy's camera shows you at her house alone. Do you understand that? Like, the shit is stacked up against you, bro, because of the story that you're telling, dude. It doesn't match up to your ankle bracelet.
Or the camera.
Yeah, or to the guy's camera out there, bro. Like, it doesn't match up, man. Her body was laying down all by the freaking shit that you cut up, the wood that you cut up. I can tell you that there was a branch over her face. Like a big old tree branch. I can tell you drove pretty far down into the area where her body was at. And all right there, cut tree, like, it's all there. So this game, I don't understand. It's starting to run thin, dude. So what do you want to do? You want to man up and tell us what happened out there? Or you want to get a lawyer?
Like, yeah, I don't believe what you guys are telling me. Like, I think you're trying to force me to say that I did and all that.
No, you think my job to try to coerce you? Forget that, dude. I have my family too to take care of. I'm not gonna lose my job to try to coerce you, man.
Just pick a spot, Armando, and just start talking.
What do you want me to tell you guys?
I want you to tell me the truth. I want you to be honest with me.
Like,
okay?
What do you really want? Like,
I want you to tell me what happened on that mountain. Okay? I want to know what happened. For Erica's sake, man. For her family's sake. Just tell us what happened on that mountain.
well, do they know?
No.
No, not yet.
Her family's just
After we talk to you, after this is all done, we have to go send an officer over to go talk to him.
They've been calling me all day. My voice box on my phone is 100% full. Like, I don't, I don't know what to tell them. That's a hard thing to do. Tell her mom, hey, you know what, your daughter's dead. You know what she's getting? Her first words out of her mouth is, "What happened? How?" I got nothing. I can't tell you anything. Did you talk to Armando? Yeah. Didn't tell me anything. I don't care where you start. I just pick a spot and just
I don't understand how that's gonna help you guys or how that's gonna help me.
It gives answers to the mom, dude. If you were to freaking die,
that's not gonna.
It'll help with the level of charges, dude. You're not stupid, right? You've been to prison, right? Do you think there's a difference between first degree murder and manslaughter? Do you think there's a difference?
Well, there's a difference, but I don't know what goes with the charges.
First degree murder is, this dude straight up killed her. Manslaughter, it could be a number of different things, right? I don't know what it is that happened, so I can't tell you where in those two scenarios it fits because I don't know what happened. Okay, so that's where that helps out. The way I see it, I'm going to charge you with the highest level of murder I possibly can because you're not telling me nothing. So screw you. I'm going to charge you everything.
This is a brilliant line from the detective, because now Armando thinks he has a shot at a lesser charge, and it forces him into a decision: confess or get hammered with a first-degree murder charge. After asking for a smoke break, Armando and the detectives come back in, and this time Armando is ready to give a full confession.
I went to go and cut wood, and we were arguing that day. And that was the whole way from the house over there. She just kept arguing with me. And it was just getting like worse and worse. And I went and cut some wood. And, for like the whole week already, she was just mad, she's starting arguments all the time. And I told her I don't like arguing. And she always made my life like kind of. She's always told me that, well, I'm gonna make your life out and all that stuff. And she always like cursed me, you know what I mean? Not like the cuss words, and she'd always tell me, that God condemn me and stuff like that. She'd always tell me stuff like that. And I don't know, like, that's why I was trying to get a divorce from her.
Yeah.
We weren't getting along. And that day she started hitting me.
Where at? Like when you're out there?
Yeah. And I was already getting ready to leave because it was already raining.
Yeah.
And we got in an argument. She started hitting me. I hit her back, and like all the anger that has been built up after all these years, you know what I mean? Like I went wrong, and I killed her.
Okay. What did
Well, what would you say? Like, what was she telling you? Like, what would you say was the tipping point? Did she make a certain comment to you that just said,
Well, she was telling me, you know what, as soon as we get into Mimbres, I'm gonna call the cops and send you to prison. And she's been telling me, she had already been telling me that she's gonna do that. And I just kind of flipped out when she told me that.
she was gonna try to get you in trouble?
Yeah.
did she say, like, what?
She's been telling me, she had been telling me that if I'm gonna get a divorce, she's gonna make sure that she makes my life hell, and that she's gonna try to get me into prison, plant drugs or something like that. And I don't know, not too long ago, she brought these problems with Ruli and Adri, and I told her I can't be around them. I can't be a third party to these phone calls and stuff like that. And she was being the problems, and well, what do we do with this and that? And I don't know. She just kept bringing me problems and saying that I was like cheating and stuff, and that wasn't true. And anyways, she would tell me, well, that she's my enemy, you know what I mean, and that she's gonna try to get me in prison if I don't. That we have to keep this marriage in order for her not to do that. And like I said, while we were arguing there in the truck, she told me, well, when we get into Mimbres, I'm gonna call the cops and I'm gonna watch them send you off to prison, and I'm gonna be the one, and I'm gonna be happy that I see you go.
That's what she told you up there?
And this is still, you guys are in the truck arguing?
Yeah.
On the way up there, like, or you already starting to make your way back?
No, it was there while we were cutting wood. It was raining, and we got in a fight, inside the truck, and then spilled out to outside, and I hit her on the head, and then killed her.
Would you hit her on?
And I regret it with everything I have, and like.
Would you hit her on the head with?
An axe.
Like full sized or a hatchet axe or
An axe.
an axe, full size axe. Did you hit her? Do you remember if you hit her with the blade side or the hand? I'm assuming the blade side, right?
The back side.
The back side, the flat part.
Later, officers would recover the axe from Armando's house, and lab testing proved that it was covered with Erica's DNA. And from that, it was easy to piece together that Erica and Armando had argued, and in a fit of rage, he killed her with the blunt end of the axe. Now that Armando's confessed, there's only one thing left: the why. What pushed him to the point of murder? And as you hear his pathetic sob story, you'll realize his motivations are just as disgusting as he is.
She'd always made my life hell. Like, and she called that love, you know what I mean? And she tried to convince me, no, this is love. This is, nobody's gonna love you like me. And so I kind of got stuck in a relationship that I didn't even want to be in. And I told her from the very beginning, I said, Erika, look, we're just friends. Let's keep it that way. I know that was her persistence. Every single day there was something. Oh, I'm pregnant. She would send her family over there crying to take her back. And kind of stayed stuck together ever since. And it just wasn't a good marriage, But at that time, in the very beginning, I did love her. But after years, I was kind of starting to fall out of love. The way that she treated me, and I would try my best to just try to understand why she is like that with me, and I try to understand why she came at me so hateful, and then down the road I kind of figured, well, now she's getting worse because of the charges I picked up, and when I had got out, she told me right away, she's like, you know what, there's people out there that don't want you. They want you back in prison. They want you there soon. And there she was. She was always trying to find a way to get me, in trouble. and she would throw out stuff like, "Oh well, what if somebody comes and plant drugs over here, this and that." So I think she was trying to tell me that's what she's gonna do, and then like I said, she always, well, she would cuss at me, and then she would say stuff like that, like God judge you and condemn you and stuff like that, and she had been doing that for years and years and years, and like it just kind of got out of control because of the way that she was, and she was, like I said, she was always hateful. And look at the results that came out of it. And I didn't want it to go down like that. I didn't intend to do that. I didn't have that plan. Like it just happened in the heat of the moment. And like I can't take that back, and I regret it with everything that I have. I regret it. I just had a lot of things built up within me for all these years, and I think what happened that day, I think that was the last straw, and I just having her tell me that she's my enemy, and that she's gonna try to get me in prison and stuff like that, and it all came to a very, very ugly end, and that's not how I wanted it. If she was a different person, I would have stayed married to her. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have made the decision to go get a divorce, but that kind of made it worse when I did that. "Oh, I'm gonna put you in prison," she said. She's gonna get away. And I just wish it didn't turn out like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And that was my anger. I was already angry. I was already upset. And one thing led to the next, and I took her life. I regret that. I regret it. She was my wife. And like I do love her, but like I said, I don't love her like I did at the very beginning. I felt that I could have hated her, you know what I mean? But I still love her because she's my wife. We went places every day, we did our own thing and stuff like that, but it's just the bad for me, it outweighed the good.
The bad outweighing the good in his marriage gave Armando no right to murder an innocent woman. Ultimately, by 2024, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and admission of identity. Consequently, he was handed down a sentence of 16 years for second-degree murder and 4 years each for 2 counts of tampering with evidence, with both running concurrently. Our thoughts go out to Erica's family and loved ones.
Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.